Painful game. Painful game. It's just NBA DFS. It's like, what else is gonna happen, right? Like you cannot make up some of the events that occur on a night in, night out basis. I'm just like, you can't make it up. Like there's just so much stuff. All George minutes limit, 45 minutes. Triple overtime, whatever. Like, what? Giddy without SGA, about 20 minutes total play. Competitive game, plays way less with SGA out. 3 of 27 shooting to punish the Sharks. Alfred Şengün. Game stays competitive. No way is he coming back in. Goes with Bruno Fernando. What, like, people that fall asleep at the wheel of Josh Christopher, 30% owned, and they get rewarded with like 12 minutes off the bench. Absolutely smashes. Have Porzingis looking to go close to a full sweep on Prize Picks. Heads to the locker room. Trying to think what else. Unknown Kevon Looney. 4 massive foul trouble in both halves. Sir. Yes, sir. I said, it's a painful game. Unknown Plumlee? No way is he playing any overtime minutes. Absolutely smashing. No chance, right? Barely plays the second. Oh. Don't know what else to say. Went 6-2 overall on Prize Picks. Still lost money there too. The 2 misses, I made 3 slips. A 6-man slip and 2 power 2s. Both power 2s had both my misses in there. And then the 6-pick flex had the 2 misses in there too. So I end up going 6-2 on my overall props. Lose money in DFS tonight because of all the reasons that we just went over. Giddy Sharks. I can't. I'm sticking to real sports. I'm sticking to sports that real men play. Esports. We're sticking to esports. So, once again, had another takedown in Call of Duty. So that's a recap of everything. The amount, like, you guys see the final score in the Clippers game? A reasonable amount of points scored. Almost 400. What is life? What was the slate? I don't know what else to say. That's all I got. So we're going to talk about the 6-team slate in this video, guys. Really quick, the sponsor is Prize Picks. Make sure to use the code DKDFS for 100% match up to $100 and premium content you can find linked down below. Again, we've been keeping the hot streak going on Prize Picks. Another good night, even with Porzingis injury. So let's talk about this one. Miami and Charlotte is the first game here. On the Miami side, it's a back-to-back, so maybe one of these vets rest, maybe get Jimmy Butler resting. But assuming everyone plays, the shocking thing was Kevin Love started. Played 22 minutes. Might have played a little bit more if the game stayed competitive. Game turned into a random massive blowout. Also, oh yeah, had Giannis at the combo. Actually had a chance in best ball. You better believe he gets another injury out for the game. But yeah, if Kevin Love continues to start, I think he's a good play at 3.8K. We know he's over a fantasy point per minute guy. So I like Kevin Love if he starts. The top end guys with Jimmy, Bam, and Hero, I like the matchup for them. But the minutes weren't great with this team getting close to full strength. So that's the downside. I think guys like Strus, Vincent, a bit overpriced, Oladipo. So really not a ton on the Miami side outside of Kevin Love. I mean, maybe a little bit interesting Cody Zeller, who got the backup 5 run, 3.3K. But right now it's just Love and maybe some interest in the top end guys. But if some guys start getting rolled out, that's where we could have more interest in Miami. On the Charlotte side, tough matchup. I think LaMelo Ball, 10.4 is still a viable tournament play. Like, he's going to play close to 40 minutes a night. He played 40 minutes again tonight. 60 fantasy points out of the last 3 games. Rozier, 7.2K in his first game back, only played 33 minutes. Oubre was limited off the bench. Maybe since it's a back-to-back, he doesn't play this game. I think, was it Gordon Hayward that had a big game tonight? Yeah, it was. Of course, he goes for 58, but when I play, teamed himself 27 fantasy points. Next game, 58. Woo, go Gordon. Mark Williams, Nick Richards are going to split the center position. Don't love the price points on either. So let's move on to Indiana and Orlando. On the Pacers side, Halliburton and Turner both smashed last game, went to overtime, but still were playing well before that. Don't think we can expect, 13 of 15 and 8 of 10 from 3 for Miles Turner. But still a good matchup, still should play low to mid 30s minutes. Still a guy with the ceiling. Buddy Hield's always kind of a last guy in for me. Does have a ceiling, can knock down his shots. Mathurin feels priced about right. Aaron Naismith is 4-1. If he continues to play 30-plus minutes, I think he's a pretty good value play. Tice is getting the backup 5 run. I think he's a reasonable value at 3.7. And then Nemhard, McConnell will be in the rotation as well. Moving on to Orlando. So Paolo's kind of been quiet. The price point, I think, makes him a tournament-only play. Like, I do like the matchup for him, but don't love the price point. I think it's a bit easier to get to Markelle Fultz at 6'6", who should play low 30s minutes. His minutes did take a little bit of a hit, though, with Cole Anthony back. Wendell Carter Jr., 6.5. I think he's a pretty safe play. Should play, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 32 minutes. Franz Wagner, more of a secondary option. Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, these guys are guys that have ceilings, fair price points on both. We know we're getting from Gary Harris most of the time, like mid-20s minutes. He can have a decent game if he knocks down a shot. So get some run for Mo Wagner. He'll probably get a little bit of run for Jonathan Isaac, but I mean, I guess you can maybe start considering Isaac. He played 16 minutes last game, but they're really, really taking it easy with his minutes restriction. All right, moving on to New Orleans and New York. So Ingram, 8.5. I think is fine, as a 7.6 for CJ. Jonas Valanciunas is a guy that obviously has a ceiling. If he plays a bit more, kind of like he did last game, he can have a really good game. But he didn't actually have the best game in 29 minutes. But if you give JV close to 30 minutes, like, he's most of the time going to do very good for the salary. So like his upside in tournaments as always. And they did start Josh Richardson last game. If he continues to start, I think he's a pretty good value play. Put 29 minutes, has shooting guard, small forward eligibility. So like some J. Rich if he continues to start. Moving on to the Knicks, Randall, Brunson. You're going to get 35 to 40 minutes from both. I wouldn't call either priority, though. RJ Barrett's minutes not as secure, like only played 28 minutes tonight, but fair price point for him. Fair price point for Josh Hart, who's probably going to play mid-20s minutes off the bench. Kind of splitting with him and Barrett right now. Mitchell Robinson in his first game back played 28 minutes. He's a guy that if he stays out of foul trouble does have a ceiling. Looking at into anyone else, I mean, the price has come down on Quentin Grimes, so the minutes have also ticked down as well. Denver and Memphis, I do like Jokic a lot, 11-7. He's just still a pretty good play at this price point. Still has a massive ceiling. We saw it last game. Jamal Murray played 33 minutes in his first game back. I think the minutes go up a little bit. I think he's at a fair price point. Wouldn't call him a priority, though. Gordon continues to be out, so the rest of the starters get a slight bump. You'll see Vlatko in the starting lineup. Most likely play mid-20s minutes. Reggie Jackson getting the backup point guard run, but 18 minutes last game. Let's move on to Memphis. On the Memphis side, John Morant, 10K is a viable spend up, but I wouldn't call him like an optimal play or anything. But, still a guy that probably plays low to mid-30s minutes and has a ceiling. Bane, Triple J, more secondary options as well. Whoever starts the 5 for Memphis is a decent play. Last game, it was Clark. He got in massive foul trouble, and they started Tillman, I believe, in the second half. Tillman played 32 minutes. Like, whichever one of these bigs can stay out of foul trouble and get extended minutes, I think it's going to be a pretty good value. Never exciting, but Dylan Brooks is 4.1, and he most likely plays over 30 minutes. Boston and Philadelphia, this one should be a good game to watch. DFS-wise, on the Boston side, I think Tatum and Brown are more secondary spend-ups. 10.5 for Tatum, 8.9K for Brown. Marcus Smart feels priced about right. You saw a big game from Brogdon, but don't think we can expect that again with Tatum and Brown both healthy. Rob Williams, Al Horford, we kind of know what we're getting from these guys. Don't love the price points on either. So, yeah, let's move on to Philadelphia. On the Philadelphia side, I mean, Embiid's 11-3, Harden's 9-9. I think both look pretty good. I think I would slightly prefer Embiid. About 7 of 25 last game, still in for 70-plus fantasy points. Harden, always a guy that's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. And then I do like Maxey and Harris. The minutes have ticked up on Maxey. You know, on average, over the last 5 games, he's been playing low to mid-30s minutes. So if that continues at 5-3, I think he's a good play. And I think Tobias Harris looks pretty good, too, at that price point. So both Harris and Maxey I like. I think the ceiling is a bit higher, though, on Maxey. The minutes are all over the place for Melton, but he's playable at 3.5. Don't really know if I can get to anyone else, though. Finally, San Antonio and Utah, probably my favorite game of the night, which is never exciting to say. On the Spurs side, you got Trey Jones, questionable. Jeremy Sohan, probable. Keldon Johnson, I can't wait. Who's ready? Who's ready to lose some more money with Keldon? Because when I play this guy, he shoots 6 of 20, can't hit the broadside of the barn. Next game, the game that they get blown out, 8 of 13 and a 40 bomb, almost a triple-double in a game where he doesn't even play full minutes. When I play, though, this guy either gets injured or he can't hit a shot. But, yes, I do like the ceiling on him. Zach Collins, I think, is another pretty good play. If the game's just competitive, I expect low 30s minutes. I mentioned that if you thought the Spurs get blown out, to look to a guy like Bassey. Bassey was unowned and smashed in the blowout with 30 fantasy points. He's a reasonable value play. Malachi Branham should continue to play 30-ish minutes. I think he's a pretty good option. Devontae Graham got the surprise start last game, and the Sharks that pivoted to get him in were punished. If you gave Devontae Graham 28 minutes again, he's most likely going for 30-plus fantasy points. So we'll see what they do with the starting lineup, but either way, I still like his ceiling in GPPs. Sohan's in. I think we probably get around 30 minutes from him. The ceiling's there, but the floor has been low. Bates Diop, reasonable value. That's probably it for the Spurs. And finally, the Jazz. Really, really like this team, especially if Olynyk is out. Kelly Olynyk currently questionable with an ankle sprain. Laurie Markkanen's 9-3. I think in a competitive game, you get 35 to 40 minutes. He looks good at the top. I think Clarkson's a reasonable option, but wouldn't call him a priority. I do like Walker Kessler a good amount here. Especially if Kelly O's out too, he should play a bit more. So I think he's a pretty good play in the mid-range. THT should continue to start. Played 35 minutes last game. I like him once again here. Abaji will be in the rotation. You saw Chris Dunn in the rotation, but don't really know if it's necessary to go to either of those guys. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the video, guys. Again, if you haven't enjoyed the content, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And again, we know what we're getting into, right? It's NBA DFS. Most nights are going to end in pain, but just like events that occur on a nightly basis, I'm just like, you can't make it up. You really can't. But appreciate it as always, guys. And we'll see you all in the next video.